Hi, Mr. Agbo-Hissi. How are you?
Good. How are you? Good to see you.
It's good. It was nice. Thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
I've been looking forward to it. Thank you so much for creating this time. I know how difficult the schedule is, and for you to create this opportunity for me to interview you, I'm really excited about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. How long have you been working with this environmental company?
So, first off, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been working for the Mentor Network / Indiana Mentor for almost 13 years. It'll be 13 years in July of 2023. I started in as a DSP, just helping work in supported living sites and group homes. Then I worked my way up in management to a program supervisor, and now I do case management work. So I advocate for a lot of these clients that come into this field. I have a degree in social work, a master's degree in social work. I have been advocating, volunteering, and doing everything that I need to do to not only provide services for this company, but to bring more awareness to the intellectually disabled community. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's smart. I mean, that's a lot of work. I know it can be very hectic to advocate for people with changing government regulations and all of that.
Yes, it is. We serve various populations, those with disabilities, those with certain handicap restrictions, and other requirements like that as well.
Right.
So we deal with a lot of stuff when it comes to state and federal regulations that we have to adhere by, that can ultimately stop, in a sense, some of the programs and services that we provide to the individuals.
So I can understand how complex that would be.
Yeah.
If there's any lack in any way to provide services for those kind of people. Understand that. Thank you so much again for letting me talk to you about your agency. Okay. I'm doing this interview as a part of my degree requirement. So it's one class that I'm in that we have to practicalize being a case manager at some point. So we're asked to, we already have the question I'm going to ask, so I'm just going to ask you the question so we can talk about it.
Okay.
So the question I have already is, how does the changes in government leadership that really determine which legislation is considered impact your organizational ability to deliver services to your clients?
Okay, so you're asking me how can federal and state legislative help either better or affect
with the changing government. Maybe probably with different party in power. They come with different ideas and all of that. So how does that affect? Knowing that most of your clients, they probably use what is popularly known as
Medicaid and Medicare to pay for services. That is true. So we have different aspects. We have individuals whose parents actually pay for them to be in services like this. We have individuals that have so much money that they pay for their own services, and then we have individuals that have Medicaid and Medicare that pay for their services to live in supported living sites and group homes. Now, far as when it comes to the state and government legislatives and stuff like that, they play a huge part when it comes to Medicaid and the services that we provide to the individuals. When they lack, we lack too. So I know it was a time or two when we had President Trump in office where Social Security checks was stopped, and until the government or however it goes fixed things. During that time when that money was stopped, certain resources was stopped, so funds wasn't available for some of our programs that we run. When they play and dwindle around with Medicaid and stuff, that is how most, I want to say at least 80 to 90% of our individuals pay. You know, we get funded through Medicaid to pay for their services. So if that stuff is not handled properly, then it puts a hold on the funding that we get to provide the services that they need. And these services, it is for the housing, for the food that's provided, for our direct support professionals to get paid. Everybody gets paid through the funds and the expenses of Medicaid that pays for these individuals to be in services. So it's a ladder chain. And yeah, if it's all mixed up and screwed around, then yeah, the funds ain't there, people not getting paid right, and we can only do so much. So yeah, the legislative offices and stuff, they can really play a major hardship on the services that we provide to the individuals. Yeah. It took a real big effect too during COVID, when a lot of people wasn't in offices and people walking away from jobs, which then made us lack certain things. I was in a group home at the time. I was a manager in a group home, and I suffered for a month and a half when all of my staff walked away from me.
So you were just working?
I was working, and that funding that even this company, like other companies like this one, thought that we was going to get during that COVID time did not happen. And so a lot of people who had, like me, I had a whole group home that had every individual was positive with COVID. And I had a couple of staff who was positive with COVID as well. And you would think that they helped fund that. You know, I know they had the COVID reliefs and stuff like that, but it didn't really benefit a lot of these companies.
Yes, I mean, I know. I mean, government regulations probably really in this country determines who gets who and who doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I am again, I have to thank you for this opportunity.
No problem.
I am so impressed with your analysis was so broken down that it's easy for anybody to understand.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Thank you so much for your job. You're doing a great job for people who cannot really advocate for themselves.
Right. Advocacy is it's a big importance to me, because if someone cannot speak up for themselves, then who do they have to rely on?
Exactly.
You know, advocacy is the thing that we need for, like, those who can't talk for themselves. Right. You know, who's gonna stick by their side? You know, when people are using them, abusing them, somebody got to have a voice for them, and that's where I step in.
Thank you so much. I appreciate what you do. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
You have any other questions?
No, I have only one question for you, and I think it was so thoroughly what you answered.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
So I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Brittany.
Yes. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.